How Roblox is exploiting young gamers? Is this the one? I want to learn about Roblox.
This story began when I learned 3 stunning things about Roblox. If you don't know much about Roblox, today it is the most popular video game in the US and Europe, played by 200 million, mostly young people every month. Roblox is more of a creative platform than a game though.
My only experience with Roblox was that one day where we played Don't Touch the Floor, Floor's Lava, and the knockoff GTA.
Different genres that are all just a little bit floaty and janky. That's because anybody can download Roblox and use its free tools and free hosting to start making and monetizing games. And an astonishing number of people have done just that. Where today Steam hosts almost 55,000 games, Roblox hosts more than 20 million experiences.
Really? Wait, did you call them experiences?
Which is what
so
Roblox
maybe not a game
calls games because, legally speaking, it can't admit to selling games within Apple's App Store, as that would make it a game shop within a game shop. So, those 3 things I learned that made me do the internet equivalent of a double take. 1. All of Roblox's developers do earn a cut of the revenue of everything they create, but that cut is...
That's kind of cool, right?
Shockingly small.
Okay, maybe less cool then.
To put it in perspective, Steam catches heat from game developers for taking 30% of every sale, while Epic and Microsoft's PC store take just 12%.
Okay.
Roblox claims that developers receive around 24.5% of any sale, although as we'll soon see, in reality they get...
Oh my.
Even less. The second thing I saw? When Roblox went public on the stock market this year, it was valued
It is worse than the Twitch subsplit, which is absurd because the Twitch subsplit is bad.
$41 billion, a value somewhere between Nintendo and Electronic Arts. Roblox is now worth 7 Ubisofts. And 3, in the words of Roblox's own Vice President of Marketing, Tammy Barmek, from the very beginning, it was about having kids develop games for other kids. These kids are not just hobbyists. They're doing real work that is driving the value of one of the biggest video game publishers in history. But with a cut that's just 1/3 of the industry standard.
How do they even pay children? You can't. I swear to God, if he says they pay them in Robux, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Nobody looking out for their health. We had to ask, is the next generation of video game developers being exploited? The good thing about Roblox, as I've said, is that the tools are free, the hosting's free. The tools actually let you skip with the traditional learning curve associated with 3D modeling, and Roblox even handles moderation of your players for you. But people just using these free tools to get creative doesn't make Roblox any money. In fact, it loses the money because servers are expensive, which is why the moment that Roblox's core player base of 9 to 15-year-olds start playing, they are submerged in this idea that they could be an entrepreneur. After all, it's impossible to play...
Is Roblox just crypto, but for kids? They all think they're gonna make a ton of money?
Roblox without making other Roblox users richer, because you're buying passes for their experiences. You're buying their cosmetics. But we're just getting started. The tabs at the top of Roblox.com are basically find games, find cosmetics, and start making stuff yourself. But if kids click on that, they see make anything, reach millions of players, and earn serious cash.
Oh,
Creators
earn serious
like
cash
you,
is scary.
Are being paid for what they love to do.
I don't get how they can do this with kids. That's the weird part. I'm waiting to figure out how they legally do it. And if it is truly just Robux as currency and then you cash them out, it feels like it should just be so unbelievably illegal.
The official Roblox tutorials and the game's support website both assume you want help with monetization. And if you go to education.roblox.com, which contains lesson plans for educators, one of the lessons is how to earn money in Roblox. Or, in the words of one 11-year-old I interviewed,
I saw other big games, I saw other developers getting money in a way that looked easy.
So,
Oh no. Oh, this is weird. I'm actually anti-Roblox, but what a jarring cut. The dog is on the bed and then it's not. He didn't say this statement. That's bad journalism.
I interviewed.
Oh, yucky.
I saw other big games, I saw other developers getting money in a way that looked easy.
Where'd the dog go? That cut makes me think that this guy is making propaganda, which I don't think he is. He seems like a cool guy.
So, are any of these kids really earning serious cash? Well, where the average indie game on Steam makes several $1,000s, the vast majority of experiences on Roblox.
Yeah, you can't legally call it games. Oh God, I love these fucking arbitrary lawyer things.
$0. Now, to understand why that is, we need to take a closer look at the Roblox marketplace, because it took me weeks to get my head around this. I'll let you decide for yourself what chance you think kids have of understanding it. So if you're a kid trying to make games for Roblox, you have two choices at this point. You can hustle and try and get your game in front of streamers or YouTubers, or you can pay Roblox to advertise it. But to buy anything...
Oh, I'm seeing so many areas where this can be predatory.
in Roblox, you first have to convert...
Oh, hey, just pay us $10 to add multiplayer. And also, just pay us another $100 and we'll put some ads on here. Oh, and also, you want to cash out, there's going to be a transaction fee. It feels like they can take money from children everywhere.
your real money to the company's virtual currency, Robux. Developers on Roblox bid with Robux for ad slots in an auction, a system that is discussed by developers in forum threads as a gamble, with developers hoping that with the right game and the right ad, they'll grab enough players that their game ends up surfacing in the churning froth of the Roblox marketplace. So the first thing Roblox tells its young developers is make anything, reach millions of players, earn serious cash. And then the next thing it says is, oh, well, I mean, if you actually want people to play your game, I guess you could give us money. But as duplicitous as it sounds, we know this works because Roblox has 20 million experiences made by its mostly young audience, even though when I spoke to professional Roblox developers, they told me that kids should not expect to make money on the platform.
Well, of course.
Yeah, I don't think it's really possible for young developers to succeed on the platform anymore.
Imagine being 18 and jaded. It's like, yeah, when I was 14, it was easy, man. It's just tough for those kids out there nowadays.
Games.
Sometimes I think of making
This guy looks like a Roblox developer. He looks cool as hell, actually. I like his hair.
Roblox games is trying to make a viral TikTok or a viral meme. It's really tricky. There's pretty much only one big market to shoot for on Roblox right now, and that's kids. If you don't hit that demographic just right, and if you don't get your gameplay loop just right, you fail.
Later in this video, we're going to get to why it benefits Roblox Corporation to have hundreds of thousands of developers making games for the platform, ignorant of the fact that the odds are stacked against them. But first, let's go back to that question of why it's so hard to make money on the Roblox marketplace, because we're not done. Let's imagine you actually made a game that beats the odds and becomes a small hit, and now your game has thousands of players who are making inexperienced purchases with Robux. Roblox takes a 30% cut of every transaction on their platform, and then you actually get paid the rest in Robux, which of course isn't real money. You can only spend it in Roblox. You want to get paid. You want to withdraw that money as actual cash. Now, here's the bit that I think is...
You can withdraw your money to cash. You don't have to find like another buyer. This isn't also a pyramid scheme, is it? You can see that this is just like one step away from NFTs. It's like, oh, you want to cash out your Ethereum? You just gotta find another buyer, brother.
Super shady. If any Roblox user wants to take Robux back out of their account and put it in their bank account as actual currency,
which a person who's developing a game to be a professional game dev to make money would want to do.
The minimum withdrawal amount is 100,000 Robux.
No one's gonna make 1,000!
Oh, and also, you can't withdraw anything unless you're first paying for a Roblox monthly premium subscription.
No. You have to have a subscription to withdraw?
Now, let me make this part abundantly clear. This is a choice that Roblox Corporation has made. Entropia Universe, the world's only cash-based MMO that we did a video on last year, has a minimum withdrawal amount of $100. In Second Life, it's just $10. In making the minimum withdrawal amount so high, Roblox is just increasing the chances that you won't hit that cap, and so we'll just plow the money back into Roblox.
Correct.
Whether that's
And it's kids, so they're even stupider, unfortunately. And so they will just plow the money back into Roblox, buy a cosmetic or something like that.
buying games or cosmetics or saving up to advertise your next game. Lots of Roblox developers even use their Robux to pay other Roblox developers to work on their game. But for now, let's just imagine that you make a game and it's a hit, and you do make it.
Which is, your success rate is going to be so unbelievably low.
You see, Roblox buys Robux from users at a very different rate that it sells them. So withdrawing 100,000 Robux doesn't get you $1,000 US, it gets you $350.
What? That's just selling money for more money. That doesn't even make sense in any economy. What is happening? You have to keep your Robux in Roblox now because it wouldn't make sense to cash out because you're losing 66% of the value. Oh.
The platform is actually so opaque that even full-time professional devs who've been doing this for years do not know what fraction of the pie they're taking home.
Like, you just have to roughly estimate it based off of like those exchange rates, and that's all you get.
When the question of whether Roblox is treating its designers fairly comes up, and it does come up, you can find long threads on the official forums with older developers banding together to ask or really beg for a more fair profit share, you always see the same two things. You'll see Roblox posting a super corporate and disinterested response that sort of ends the discussion without having it, but you'll also see people saying that devs asking for more money is silly, because Roblox has never been a profitable company. It loses money every single year, and so...
Dude, I hate maybe my biggest pet peeve in the world, where it's like, Amazon's not actually profitable. They don't need to get taxed. Makes me want to fucking take a ball peen hammer to my head.
There's no more money to give out. That is bollocks. But don't take my word for it. Take the word of the market analysts who have decided that as a money-making machine, Roblox is worth somewhere around the value of 7 Ubisofts. And so when Roblox's developers come cap in hand asking for more revenue, there's never any left. Even though the platform has 200 million monthly users and the CEO is a billionaire. Because if Roblox were to give more money to developers, that's less money it could spend growing the platform and becoming a monopoly. We reached out to Roblox Corporation for an interview or comment on how they treat their young developers. They did not reply to us. This is Emil. Emil is 11, and he got his parents to send him to a special summer camp where he could learn to code for Roblox, and then he made a game all by himself. And the game flopped, and he ended up sounding like a disenchanted 30-year-old veteran in an 11-year-old's body.
Even though Roblox says to encourage you to actually make games, the likelihood of you making a successful game is basically zero. You always compete with the people that have lots of money, and like, it'd be a problem if I showed you something because I'm trying to...
No, please, show me whatever you like.
This is like a big game developer that...
It's me. I'm Emil. Let me open up Paint real quick. Let me show you a little something. That's so funny.
That they have means the bigger the success is. And that means that they get a giant spike. And even if the spike lowers, they still go back up, and it's just an infinite cycle of spikes that go up and down, up and down.
Mm-hmm.
When you're a small game developer, you'll have that spike, you come all the way down, you stay down.
Were you tempted to spend Robux on advertising your game after you made it?
That I didn't even have Robux, but I wish I did, because then I could advertise it and maybe have a chance.
Emil's disappointment wasn't to do with whether Roblox's revenue split was fair. He hadn't really thought about that concept. He was just upset that Roblox only shows its users games that have tons of fans. But the thing is, Roblox benefits from giving a very small fraction of its developers almost all of the money. Because those successful devs can then keep updating their popular games, or they can make new games, or they can go full-time and hire people to work for them. They can even become celebrities.
I wanted to make this video to really tell you my story and give you my honest thoughts on the 8th Annual Bloxy Awards.
And interesting.
There's just something about him being very serious and wearing pink suspenders.
My story and give you my honest thoughts on the 8th Annual Bloxy Awards.
And interestingly, the only concession Roblox has made in recent years to do with giving developers more money gives even more money to the developers who were already making money. Experience-based payouts is a new sliver of Roblox's revenue that goes to the games that Roblox subscribers play for the longest. This is also Roblox Corporation tacitly encouraging its developers to make games that are addictive rather than fun, but
these two kids who I believe are streaming, Kate and Janet, are just in a casino. I mean, it's like a Chuck E. Cheese, but this is just a slot machine. This is just train.
to make games that are manipulative would be a whole other video, and I'm going to stay on topic. Here's games professor and labor activist Ty Underwood on why Roblox would be trying to empower its most successful developers and ensure the rest have no power at all.
Comparing it to YouTube, you and I know of many YouTube channels.
This guy's a game design professor at VGHS? What is going on here? I think that he's probably a smart guy, but man.
Comparing it to YouTube, you and I know of many YouTube channels where it's like, oh, well, I'm actually a boss with employees now. And so are all the top Roblox games. You can't organize bosses. Their interests do not align with workers. The workers' power comes from having the ability to stop production, and all bosses everywhere, it is against their interests to stop production.
That does track with my experience. I reached out to one extraordinarily successful Roblox developer for this piece, and they did agree to speak to me on the condition that we didn't reveal their identity, saying, quote, "Despite some fair criticisms, we have a good working relationship with Roblox, and I wouldn't necessarily want to be directly featured or quoted in a video critical of their platform code." I asked that same anonymous developer what message they'd like to get out to Roblox's young developers. They told me, "On Roblox, many young devs crunch and burn out. They're not privy to ongoing dev community discussions about healthy working practices. My advice would be to not overwork. Don't feel pressured to work long days, especially as a young person."
Are they not hearing themselves? It's like, hey, don't burn out, kid. A 12-year-old making a Roblox game that they'll never make money on, that they'll probably pay to advertise.
And lower your expectations.
Hey, that's my advice to everyone, though. Hey, lower your expectations, though.
There are millions of experiences on Roblox, and only a handful become top games. Make sure to have fun, even if only a few people play your game. There's just one problem with getting those messages out to young game developers. Roblox is a publicly traded company now, which means it has a legal obligation to maximize profits. And kids working too hard with unreasonable expectations isn't bad for the company. And this is the heart of Roblox's success. In convincing its young users that making money on the platform is possible, it gets hundreds of thousands of young people pouring their imagination and spirit into making the next big Roblox success story. And while by my estimation, 99.9% of them flame out and make no money at all, that doesn't affect Roblox's bottom line one bit.
Man, who would have thought a publicly traded company is doing cringe, borderline, and probably illegal things to make money for the executives at the expense of children? Now that's surprising.
So what can we do about any of this?
The question of whether or not it is possible to do labor organizing with children productively is a really bizarre question with much.
Thank you for saying it. Everyone else is like, yes, what is ethical Roblox? And the guy's like, hey, this is weird, dude.
I think the answer in this case is that it should just simply be regulated that Roblox cannot have people sell within their games, right? If their audience is largely children. And that's not usually what I reach for, because top-down regulation doesn't build worker power. But in this case, it's they're kids. It's what's going on here. It's a very weird and scary situation.
And what about Emil, our 11-year-old game developer? What does he think should be done? Do you think that kids should be encouraged to try and sell things on Roblox?
I think that kids should be encouraged, but they shouldn't be lied to about how easy it is, because it's not easy.
But the one thing we know for sure is
Emil still got dreams, that
Roblox is not going to legislate itself in a way that affects its ability to make money. If you enjoyed it, please do share it, because the more awareness we raise of this issue, the more pressure we apply to Roblox to be better. But also please share it, because frankly, it took absolutely ages to make.
Wait. Void Wrath, this limited item, is 999 million Robux. Price chart. This is just NFTs, dude. That's $1 million. You could be the only Void Wrath Oh, yucky, 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 yucky. But I will actually be buying the purple sparkle time fedora because you got to have some kind of drip, right?